So apparently, Taylor Swift might actually have to invite one of her most toxic exes to her wedding. And yes, we're talking about Harry Styles. And trust me, if that happens, this could easily turn into the most awkward wedding of the decade. Now, when it comes to girl code, there are two types of people. You've got type 1, the loyal besties, who stay miles away from their friends' exes like it's a federal crime. And then there's type 2, the bold ones who go, well, technically, if I ask for permission, it's fine. And it looks like actress Zoe Kravitz has joined Team 2 because she's reportedly gone public with Taylor Swift's ex, Harry Styles, after the two were spotted getting super cozy on a romantic trip to Rome this August. Yup, Taylor's friend is now dating her famous ex. Hollywood is officially a small town at this point. But here's where it gets messy, because Taylor and Travis Kelce are said to be seriously planning their wedding, and if invitations start going out soon, guess whose name is most definitely on that guest list? Yup, Zoe's, and that means her plus one could be none other than Harry Styles himself. Imagine that, the wedding of the decade, filled with stars, glamour, and romance, and somewhere in the crowd, Taylor's toxic ex is just sitting there with his new girlfriend, who happens to be one of her closest friends. Awkward doesn't even begin to cover it. Now, before we get into what's really going down behind the scenes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because trust me, this story is just getting started. And it's about to get real messy. So according to sources close to the trio, Zoe Kravitz is super chill about the whole situation. She's Hollywood royalty after all. Her dad is Lenny Kravitz. So she basically grew up around fame, exes, and complicated love triangles. A source told the Daily Mail that Zoe doesn't see any problem with Harry showing up at Taylor's wedding. Apparently, it hasn't even crossed her mind that things could get uncomfortable for Taylor or Travis. The insider said, Zoe's falling hard for Harry, and she's very close to Taylor. If it were up to her, they'd all be double dating, but there's just no way that's going to happen. Taylor, on the other hand, might be saying she's fine with it all, but deep down, let's be honest, this is Taylor Swift we're talking about, the same woman who has turned heartbreak into record-breaking albums. There's no way she's thrilled about sitting across the table from her ex at her own wedding. The source added that Taylor's not trying to cause drama, she's just being cautious. She swears up and down that she doesn't mind Zoe dating Harry, the insider said, but she's also not going to put herself or Travis in an uncomfortable position. And I mean, who can blame her? Okay, now let's rewind a bit, because before there was Travis Kelce, before the football games and friendship bracelets, before Taylor became the world's sweetheart again, there was Harry Styles. Yep, the same Harry Styles who once stole not only Taylor's heart, but also the world's attention. Back in 2012, when Taylor was deep in her pop princess era and Harry was the floppy-haired heartthrob from One Direction, the two met at the Kids' Choice Awards. From there, it was only a matter of time before the tabloids exploded. And by December, when paparazzi caught them walking through Central Park, scarves, smiles, coffee in hand, the internet basically broke. Fans lost their minds. They even gave them a name, Haylor. Cute, right? Until it wasn't, because barely a month later, the fairy tale turned into a storm. Rumors started flying that Harry had been caught kissing another girl, and that was apparently the breaking point for Taylor. She reportedly left their Caribbean vacation early, heartbroken, while Harry was later spotted in a hot tub on Richard Branson's private island. Talk about a breakup that screams Hollywood chaos. And if you know Taylor, you know she doesn't just move on, she turns heartbreak into art. Fans were convinced that songs like Style and Out of the Woods were directly inspired by Harry. I mean, those lyrics. Looking at it now, last December, we were built to fall apart. Come on, that's practically a diary entry set to music. Now, fast forward a decade later, and it's all so full circle it's almost suspicious. Even though Taylor and Harry have since praised each other publicly, like when Harry clapped for Taylor at the Grammys, Sources say things aren't quite as chill as they seem behind the scenes. Apparently, Taylor was really hurt by how things ended. One insider spilled that while there's no bad blood, there's definitely history. Taylor was crazy about Harry back then, and his alleged cheating left her feeling rejected. So yeah, seeing him pop up again, this time with her close friend Zoe Kravitz, is bound to sting a little. The source even added, it's pretty natural that things between her and Zoe would get a little complicated. Taylor's okay seeing Harry at award shows or industry events, but she's not exactly trying to make him part of her inner circle. And honestly, fair, because if your friend suddenly started dating that ex, the one who broke your heart in front of the whole world, things would get weird real fast. Now, let's not forget Travis Kelce, the man of the hour. He's head over heels for Taylor, but even he's got a limit when it comes to exes. Remember when he joked on his New Heights podcast that he didn't have any girlfriends before Taylor? Yeah, that little comment didn't sit too well with his actual ex, sports journalist Kayla Nicole, who dated him for 5 years. So now that Taylor and Travis are planning a future together, sources say he'd definitely prefer to keep her exes, including Harry, far, far away. One insider put it perfectly. Travis knows Taylor's dated other men before, and that's fine. But he doesn't want to meet them, hang out with them, or worse, have one of them sitting at his wedding. And honestly, can you blame him? Imagine saying, I do, while your fiancé's famous ex is somewhere in the crowd sipping champagne. The insider added, when those invitations go out, Taylor's probably going to have a very awkward talk with Zoe, because if it were up to Travis, Harry would definitely be banned. But here's the twist. Taylor might not be the only one worried, because after Harry's messy breakup with Olivia Wilde in 2022 and his rumored split from Taylor Russell last year, insiders claim Taylor secretly fears that her friend Zoe could be headed down the same road. Apparently, Taylor's not saying it out loud, but part of her believes Harry might still have that heartbreaker energy. So yeah, we've got Taylor trying to plan her dream wedding, Travis drawing up an ex-free guest list, Zoe trying to play it cool, and Harry Styles unintentionally sitting at the center of all this Hollywood chaos. If this doesn't sound like the setup for a Taylor Swift bridge, I don't know what does. At the end of the day, it seems Taylor isn't just trying to dodge wedding day drama, she's also quietly protecting her friend. According to insiders, Taylor's a little worried that Zoe might end up heartbroken. After all, Harry's reputation as a bit of a player didn't come from nowhere. He falls fast, moves on faster, and history shows he rarely sticks around for long. But, of course, Taylor can't exactly say that out loud without sounding bitter, and that's not her vibe at all. So for now, she's staying gracious, supportive, and keeping her opinions to herself. Sources say she's putting off any awkward RSVP talk until she absolutely has to, focusing instead on her music, her relationship, and the wedding of the decade. Despite all the whispers, Taylor's heart is in the right place. She still adores Zoe and just wants her to be happy, with or without Harry. And if things ever go south, you can bet Taylor will be right there, helping her friend pick up the pieces. No judgment, no "I told you so." Because at the end of the day, that's just who Taylor Swift is. Loyal, protective, and always the bigger person.